Angela Levin is at it again, and this time she's not holding anything back. The royal insider, never one to shy away from spilling tea on Meghan Markle, has just dropped a bombshell that could completely shatter the carefully constructed fairy tale Meghan has spent years crafting. Levin's latest revelation is nothing short of explosive, and it involves CCTV footage that allegedly shows Meghan sneaking out of a hospital in the dead of night, just weeks before Archie's supposed birth. If this footage is the real deal, it's game over for Meghan's carefully spun narrative. For those of us who've been paying attention, this shouldn't come as a huge shock. Meghan's pregnancy with Archie was always a bit peculiar. From the start, the timeline was confusing, the baby bump was mysteriously inconsistent, and the secrecy surrounding the birth was downright suspicious. Remember when Buckingham Palace announced that Meghan had gone into labour early in the morning, only for it to come out later that Archie had actually been born hours before? And yet, the media and even senior royals were left in the dark. Classic Meghan, always controlling the story, except when the narrative starts to unravel. Now, according to Levin, that unravelling might just be about to reach its breaking point. The CCTV footage, which Levin claims was obtained from a reliable source, because of course Meghan can't keep her secrets hidden forever, allegedly shows Meghan slipping out of a private hospital at night, just weeks before she claimed to give birth to Archie. What could she have been doing there in the middle of the night? Was she getting a little check-up, visiting someone? Or, as many skeptics have long suspected, was she making sure that little Archie wasn't exactly hers to begin with? For years now, rumours have swirled that Meghan didn't actually give birth to Archie, but instead, gasp, adopted him. Up until now, though, there's been no solid proof to back up these whispers. Enter Levin's alleged footage. If this CCTV clip is authentic, it could finally provide the smoking gun that confirms what many have suspected all along, that Meghan might have orchestrated this entire adoption story for her own gain. No more hiding behind that fabricated Mom of the Year image. Let's be clear, if this footage is legitimate, it would completely undermine Meghan's long-portrayed role as the devoted mother. Imagine the scandal. Meghan's entire carefully curated image, the one she's worked so hard to sell to the world, could come crashing down. Her entire brand is built on the premise of her being a doting, hands-on mother, and if this footage holds up, that whole narrative is done. Done. Of course, Meghan's loyal defenders are already out in full force, calling Levin's claims baseless and conspiratorial. But that doesn't change the fact that the inconsistencies in Meghan's pregnancy story are piling up faster than a tabloid scandal. If Meghan was willing to deceive the public about something as fundamental as her child's birth, what else is she willing to lie about? The more we dig into her history, the clearer it becomes that Meghan's entire life seems like one long, carefully crafted PR stunt. And let's not forget her husband, Harry, who has made a whole career out of supporting her fabricated victimhood narrative. The two of them have turned manipulating the media into an art form. If this footage ends up being true, it could be the final nail in the coffin for their image, and honestly, it couldn't happen to a more deserving couple. The royal family, they're staying silent, as usual, but the cracks in Meghan and Harry's perfect life are starting to show, and it's getting harder and harder to ignore them. If this footage is legit, and it really does show Meghan sneaking around in the dead of night, then it's not just a scandal. It's an all-out disaster for her and Harry, whose image as devoted parents would be completely obliterated. This is the kind of thing that could send shockwaves through their whole PR operation. If Angela Levin's claims hold water, then Meghan's well-tended story about her son's birth, and really her entire public image, could come crumbling down. So buckle up, folks. If this all turns out to be true, the fallout could be absolutely catastrophic.